What's going on?
Oh, just dying. We need one of those, like, COVID shields.
Yeah, we do.
Between us.
I really wouldn't mind getting sick and having a couple days off work, though. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, but not... I have strep throat, and you don't want strep throat.
I know, I don't. Because one year I had strep throat in October, staph of the throat in November.
What were you doing?
And then bronchitis in December.
Dude, bronchitis was one of the worst experiences of my life.
No voice.
And your throat feels
like it's on fire.
Like strep throat on steroids.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's
not
fun.
That was honestly one of the worst.
Take care of yourself. Cough drops.
I need to know
medicine.
if somebody knows if, well, first of all, I think it's, did I tell you, I think it's the Mucinex cough drops I was using.
That gave you?
That made my lip swollen.
Yeah, your lip is...
I have like a fat lip, y'all.
And it's only on one side.
And it doesn't hurt.
Did you get bit?
No, I checked it out and everything.
It doesn't hurt?
Mm-mm.
Your lip is bigger.
Oh, it was even bigger when I first got up. But I think it's from the Mucinex cough drops that really work. They like make your whole freaking throat and mouth numb.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's the cough drops that have made my lip swollen, because when I had bronchitis, I took Mucinex, like, is it Mucinex DM or whatever?
Yeah.
And I literally had hallucinations.
Oh, it's like...
and that's a side effect.
Yeah,
Yes. And so I do not take Mucinex anymore, ever.
You need to look up side effects of the cough drop.
I think it's the Mucinex cough drop. Like, I think my body just does not like what's in them. What's in Mucinex.
Yeah.
Because...
Mucinex, please sponsor our...
Right? But what's bad is, like, with the hallucinations and the swollen lip, like, their shit works. Like, good.
I love them. I use them a lot because I have allergies and...
Yeah, well,
especially this time
like
of year.
Doing a drug for me. It's like something's going to happen.
Yeah.
You see things. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, so. Sickness is great.
You got to take care of yourself, especially this time of year. This is the Expired Podcast. Thanks so much for listening. Follow us, like, share, rate, review. We're on most social media channels, so connect with us. If there's a case you want to hear, please send it to us because we're always looking for new ways to sleuth.
That's facts.
Yeah.
Also, what's going on this week? My fantasy football team sucks so bad. Mm-hmm. It's for sale for free. Like, I'll give it away at this point. I have not won a single game.
Aww.
And I won last year.
You're good at, like, figuring stuff out and football and stuff.
Freaking garbage. This year, it's garbage.
I've just been working a lot.
You have been working a lot.
October is always so busy.
Mm-hmm.
Summertime and then October through the end of the year. And then we get a little lull in the spring. Mm-hmm. In radio, at least. So, it is what it is.
Good thing you're good at
it. Yeah.
Okay, so this week's case is an older case, but it's also unsolved. But we have thoughts on that, obviously.
Obviously.
We'll say unsolved by the court, unfortunately. But so Paula Herring, that is our victim. She was a very sporty girl. She played basketball, tennis, and bowling. I suck at basketball. Tennis sucks. Bowling is great.
Mm-hmm.
She's athletic.
Yeah, she's athletic. She was like major scholar.
And like really good at school too.
Mm-hmm.
She had just lost her father just a few years before she passed away, which that's really sad. That's a lot for a family.
Mm-hmm.
She had a glow up after high school.
Doesn't everyone?
I think so.
I think so too.
Right?
It's either at the tail end of high school or the beginning of college or whatever you're doing afterwards. You just like become this like...
You bloom.
Yeah.
Because you're not stuck in a classroom.
Yeah. I definitely. I gained weight, but I blew up.
Okay, I will say though, I don't necessarily agree with like she had a glow up after high school. And part of the reason people had said was because she got rid of her glasses, and got contacts. I don't feel like glasses and contacts like change how someone looks.
I do because, and I feel like you should too because you got glasses at a young age.
I was 2. I never knew life without glasses.
Okay, so I got glasses in the 5th grade, and so that's like a pivotal time where you're like pretty or not.
Oh yeah.
At the time, I thought glasses were so cool, and I think I could choose between glasses and contacts for comfort, I would always wear my glasses.
Yes.
But in the summertime and the sweating and looking
hot.
down and the glasses falling,
Or it's when you're trying to do dishes and you open the dishwasher and immediately fog up and you can't see.
Exactly. So I get why it was like, oh, she's not wearing her glasses anymore.
Yeah, and I definitely think back then like contacts being like a new thing. And like, well, she also lightened her hair. She was rushing a sorority at UTK. Go Vols. And was going steady with a boy.
I know, I love that. I love that.
Steady.
I love that saying, going steady.
Me too.
You want to go steady?
She was coming home from school to her Nashville home. So she is from Nashville, an area of Nashville. It's kind of big, but I feel like she was actually like in Nashville. On the evening of February 22nd, 1964, at her home on Timber Hill Drive in a neighborhood southeast of downtown Nashville, 18-year-old Paula Herring was babysitting her younger brother, Alan, and she's babysitting him because her mom was going out to dinner. So she was home from college, UTK, and persuaded her mom to go out to dinner as she was only going to work on a book report for all the Kingsmen. It was a book that she was reading. So she's like, hey, go to dinner. I'll watch him. I just have some homework. Good kid.
I mean, she's only 18 and she's deciding not to go out with her friends to go like
to do homework
and watch her brother.
Yeah, great kid. Great sister.
Very good.
Better than me. So when her mother and her friends returned home around 11, they found Paula's body lying face down in the living room, having already been dead for about an hour and a half. Mom was a nurse at Vanderbilt, and she found her lying face down. She immediately dropped to her knees, started searching for a pulse. Unfortunately, Paula had already been dead. Her face was really white, and she had like bruises everywhere and blood everywhere. This indicated that she had been badly beaten and strangled. But it was actually 2 gunshot wounds to her back, one to like her upper left chest. That is what killed her, were the gunshot wounds. Her wadded up sweater was on the couch and had 2 bullet holes in it. The sweater and the couch had bullet holes.
Okay.
So that's interesting. That indicated that it might have been used to silence the gunshots. So like a pillow and or her sweater was used to silence the gun. This partially explains why the younger brother in the house didn't hear any noises. Her younger brother had said that he had come out of his room. He had been asleep, and he came out of his room to answer the phone that was ringing. And he saw his sister lying face down. He thought that she was asleep and had spilled tomato juice on herself. So, and he was really little, like he was young. He went back to his room to wait for his mom to come home. A piece of evidence that was missing from the crime scene but was later found in a field nearby was the book that Paula had been reading for the book report, All the Kingsmen.
Why did they take that?
There's a lot of questions here.
Did they want to read it? I've never read it. If you've read All the Kingsmen, please give me a Cliff Notes.
Yeah, we need to know. We need to know.
Yeah, because why?
This is just very
weird, right?
Weird and like seems very unwarranted.
Just some kid home from college. How would they know she was home from college in the middle of February? In February, like
doing a book report and watching her little brother.
Yeah.
Like, it's just strange.
This is 1964. So this guy, his name is John Randolph Clark. He went by Red because he had red hair. Red Clark. Did you ever get called Red?
All the time, still do.
So Red Clark was the son of a judge who was a Republican. He was a judge floor leader in the state Senate. So big name in Tennessee in 1964.
Powerful position.
Mm-hmm. Red Clark could be seen as a black sheep of the family. So he had brothers and sisters who were in the CIA, in the military, in real estate, in, well-off positions. And at this time, he had been unemployed for like 18 months. So definitely black sheep of this family.
Yes.
So
military, real estate, CIA, like they were playing chess while everybody else was playing checkers.
I would love to know what his birth rate, like his birth order was. Was he the youngest, oldest? We should figure that out. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At the time of Paula's murder, he had been unemployed. He was out and about with his friend, Al Baker. And Al is really the catalyst in this. He is the one who told police all these stories about Red Clark. So the first story Al Baker reported was he saw Red Clark at this diner. It's called Ruth's Diner, the night of the murder. Clark was on the phone when he arrived. He sat down, joined him for dinner. Red Clark met up at a diner called Ruth's Diner the night of the murder. So this happened just before. Red Clark was on the phone when Al Baker arrived. He sat down, they had dinner. Then Red Clark bragged about the call to Al, saying that he wants to go see if he can get with this UT freshman. He had known the UT freshman's mother. So Red Clark, I've heard rumors that the night before this all happened, he was dating Paula's mother, or had been to
their house
the night before. I don't know if maybe the mom said, my daughter's coming home tomorrow or whatever. But this is dating. Like, I've heard some shady stuff about the mom, but shady stuff doesn't matter to me.
Right.
Yeah. So
plenty of people do shady stuff and don't
kill people.
Right.
So he left their dinner. Before that, though, he said if he wasn't successful with the daughter, he would wait around for the mother. So he told him that he was going to leave. This was around 8 p.m. From this story, Clark was taken into questioning.
Can I ask, was it just Clark and Al Baker at dinner, or were they at dinner with the mom?
I never connected those two dots, but if they were at the dinner, that would be an alibi for them.
That's true. Unless
they
left
away
at 8 and then the mom didn't come back till 11.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That is a good...
Yeah. Because then it's like, okay, I know the mom is here, so she's there. So if I can go try with her, I'm going to. And then if not, I'll wait for the mom to get home. I bet they were at dinner together. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they were.
I know.
But maybe not too.
So the police were not able to find enough evidence to charge him, so they let Red Clark go. Then, miraculously, about 10 months later, Al Baker, the guy who ratted on him at first, produced another story about an incident that took place on Christmas Eve that same year involving Red Clark and his .32 caliber pistol. They were out on the town one evening. They had went to a Christmas party near Music Row. And at the party, Red Clark, eventually got into a fight with another man and pulled his pistol and threatened him, whatever. The man ran off. There was no, big deal. But on the way home from the party, they took a couple friends to this apartment on 18th Avenue, and some of them were like, "Oh, you're gun shooting blanks," like, so stupid. So, because he was teased, when they got to this apartment, he gets out and shoots a couple rounds into the ground, like, "Oh."
Because that's so super smart. And this is a great, like, what? People
Let's do
argue
that.
about this stuff?
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
That is so dumb.
Oh my God.
So anyway, Al tells police, "Hey, go look at this complex. There's some bullets in the ground." After a few hours, they couldn't find any bullets. It was nighttime, so they decided to come back in the morning. The next morning, they found a bullet in plain sight near the sidewalk. Go figure that. It was later determined that the bullet from there was also the gun that killed Paula. Now, in a statement from neighbors, they heard a car pulling away right around the time of the murder with like a metal clanking sound, like my car right now, literally. But when they picked up Clark again after Al came and told them about this Christmas party, his car was clanking. Like, they pulled him over, and then they heard this clanking of whatever was wrong with his car.
Yep.
So they took him.
I think one of our biggest questions is, was that bullet actually there at the apartment in plain sight by the sidewalk, or did someone put it there? And that someone being the one that gave the information to the police and seems to kind of try to be covering his own butt. So Red Clark's attorney, he's the public defender, Charles Galbraith. That's so weird. That's my mom's maiden name.
No. You gotta call her after and ask her if she's related.
If you know these people. So Red Clark's public defender, Charles Galbraith, was with him when the warrant charging him with first-degree murder arrived. Galbraith insisted that his client was innocent and that the Metro Police Department had covered up a lot of evidence that points away from Clark and to another person, and that a lot of people in this county are under protection of the police. So if I were to think of someone who has connections,
it would be him.
And to also, like, to be protected by the police, but then also have a lot of evidence that's being covered up that's pointing to someone else. That someone else is Al Baker. Interesting.
Yeah.
So Galbraith succeeded in having the trial move from Davidson County to avoid the jury from being influenced by the negative media. Makes sense. Instead, the trial took place about 2 hours southwest of Nashville in Jackson, Tennessee at the Madison County Courthouse. Starting almost 7 months to the day after the murder took place, there were a few strange circumstances surrounding the trial. And as spoken exactly 5 days later at 5:15 p.m.
The judge
the judge said
he was like, this trial is only going to last 5 days.
5 whole days.
Yeah.
Exactly 5 days later, at 5:15 p.m., the jury returned with its verdict, guilty of murder in the first degree. Rather than the death penalty, he was sentenced to 30 years in the state penitentiary. Red Clark reportedly blacked out after hearing the word guilty, coming to a few moments later and asking what happened. So, again, remember we were talking about all those connections?
Wonder how much Daddy's money got that reduced to. We can just use the audio on the phone.
Yeah, that was an accident.
Oh.
That last one.
Okay.
Wonder how much money or how powerful Daddy's money is. But it's also, sometimes it's not money. Sometimes it's just people know what other people have done.
Yeah.
It's like, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Like, okay, remember that time you asked me to not speak of this or to do this favor or what, like, pay me back. Now I'm asking
for my favor.
And I feel like that's so common in, especially politics.
I know.
It just sucks, but it's true.
So 30 years. He got 30 years. His attorney wasn't going to give up after his, guilty verdict.
Sentenced to 30 years.
Yeah. He filed motions and appeals. The Clark family ended up paying $25,000 in a property bond for Red Clark to remain free while his conviction was appealed. So for a murder this bad to be appealed, it was insane that he got let go, no death penalty, let free on bond, shortened sentence. It's just...
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. He only served 9 years in the Tennessee State Prison because while Red Clark was serving his time, the governor reduced his conviction to 25 years. And then when that took place, Red Clark hadn't even made it to 9 years, but according to the parole board, that was already enough time served for him to be released. He was released on October 3rd, 1975.
That's insane.
I know. 9 years.
So, a book was written by a private citizen. It's called A Murder in Music City, Corruption, Scandal, and the Framing of an Innocent Man by Michael Bishop. And it goes way further into detail.
I want to be friends with Michael Bishop.
Me too.
I feel like we
should, if he's still alive, he should be a co-host. He should help us host something.
Yeah.
Because
he went to Faulkner University. Do you know what that is? It's a Church of Christ school. I grew up Church of Christ, so that was like the place to go. I never went because I'm just not that kind of girl. But then he went and did more.
This is insane.
He went and did more with the University of Tennessee at Knoxville. And I believe that there's a scholarship in her name. So if you're looking to go to college, I think so. Don't quote me.
Okay. Well, again, to me, this case is unsolved because I just don't. There's
9 years isn't enough justice.
No, it's not. And the fact that he was able to stay free until his sentencing, and the fact that I'm not so sure that he acted alone. I just think it's a matter of, I think the reason that he was helped out so much is because Al Baker was involved.
Okay.
In my opinion, he was involved. And they were like, if we don't take care of him, he's going to tell them, you're rolling this too.
I could see that. I need to look more into Al Baker because I just was he just like this friend who wanted to roll on this guy? But,
right. Or did they have something else on him?
Did they have something else?
And he was like, I can give you something in exchange for you to leave me alone about this.
Yes. That seems
to me,
like
it just
the
seems
most
like
likely.
a lot of slimy people.
Yeah.
Slime bags and just some innocent girl.
Who got caught in the middle of it.
Right. Who didn't ask to be caught in the middle of it either. She didn't even put herself in the middle of it.
No, she was just hanging out on a Friday night at home doing homework, watching her brother.
Right.
That
terrible.
should never happen. Ever. Ever.
I want to know what the people think. Tell us what y'all think.
Please let us know. What are your theories? What do you think happened? What do you think we should look into? Have you looked into any of this? Have you heard of this case? Let us know all the things. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at Expired Podcast. You can find us on YouTube. You get early access to the podcast when you watch it on YouTube. Everywhere else, Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Until next time.
If you're going to be an asshole, be a funny one.
And don't do meth. Or should we change it to don't do drugs? Because don't do meth.
In Tennessee, some drugs are still illegal that shouldn't be. So
okay, so don't do meth. This is the Expired Podcast.
Bye. And my lip is still big as shit.